Alright guys, welcome back for more gaming news. I'm again here, and tonight we will be discussing about new upcoming gaming title, The Lords of the Fallen, inclusive of its release date with all latest news and rumors surrounding it. We've been waiting for a sequel to 2014's Lords of the Fallen since, well, 2014, almost a decade later. However, it looks like the franchise is getting a reboot with the title The Lords of the Fallen. Revealed on August 23rd this year, The Lords of the Fallen looks to please fans of Elder Scrolls and Elden Ring, with its high fantasy setting, open world, and action RPG gameplay. The sequel to Souls-like Lords of the Fallen has been in development since 2014. But following a surprise showing during Gamescom Opening Night Live 2022, a lot seems to have changed. For starters, the sequel is now called The Lords of the Fallen, and it's gearing up to launch soon. But what else do we know about The Lords of the Fallen, and when can we expect to play it? Fans of the 2014 Souls-like Lords of the Fallen finally got a glimpse of the game's long-awaited sequel at Gamescom 2022. Or rather, as it turned out, it's full-on reboot that takes place thousands of years after the original. According to the official website, The Lords of the Fallen is another Souls-like action RPG with an interconnected world, more than 5 times larger than that of its predecessor. Throughout the game, players takes on the role of a Dark Crusader and navigate a dual setting split between realms themed around life and death, as they seek to challenge the newly resurrected demon Gaudadur. Since its announcement earlier in 2022, the buzz has built for The Lords of the Fallen. But will the game be worth your purchase? It may seem too early to tell, but there are already plenty of details available for you to make that judgment for yourself. According to Steam, the Lords of the Fallen release date is a vague 2023, so we can expect it sometime next year. 9 years is a long time to wait for a sequel, but it's nothing on the break between George R.R. Martin's books, so we'll consider ourselves lucky there. As announced during Gamescom Opening Night Live 2022, The Lords of the Fallen is targeting a 2023 release window. It doesn't have a specific release date yet, and after its tumultuous development cycle, it's possible the game might get delayed again. For now, we're hopeful it'll come out in 2023. Publisher CI Games has provided prospective buyers with a rough estimate of when they can expect The Lords of the Fallen to release. According to the game's Steam page, The Lords of the Fallen will debut sometime in 2023. Given the fact that its announcement trailer didn't drop until the second half of 2022, players can likely expect the launch to fall towards the back end of the year. In fact, based on the time frame, it's possible that The Lords of the Fallen won't debut until the fourth quarter. Once The Lords of the Fallen thus come out, players will have the option to pick it up on a number of systems. Based on the official website, it will be available to play on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. While pre-orders haven't opened yet, you can wishlist the title on your storefront of choice. The game was originally supposed to come to previous gen platforms when it was announced in 2014. But given its lengthy development cycle, PS4 and Xbox One platforms were dropped in favor of a current-gen experience. They've noted that amazing visuals and gameplay, supported by the power and performance of the latest Unreal Engine, as we target next-generation console platforms and high-end PCs. At the moment there is no way to pre-order The Lords of the Fallen. However, there's no harm in adding it to your wishlist on Steam, so you'll get notified when you can. The Lords of the Fallen is currently in the works at Hexworks, a new studio formed under the CI Games umbrella. CI Games will serve as publisher, a studio best known for its work on the Sniper Ghost Warrior series. Originally, when the game was called Lords of the Fallen 2, a small, internal CI Games team was working on the sequel, before the publisher restarted the project under developer Defiant Studios in 2018. Then, Defiant was removed from the project in 2019, and in 2020, Hexworks was formed to lead development. So, although the sequel was announced in 2014, The Lords of the Fallen didn't truly begin development until there is a cinematic trailer that was shown during Gamescom Opening Night Live 2022. This trailer didn't feature any gameplay, but did deliver a sense of the world and tone, while also honing in on a 2023 release window. The trailer revealed the game's new name, The Lords of the Fallen, dropping the 2 from its original title. While a name such as Lords of the Fallen 2 might have been a bit more clear, The Lords of the Fallen is a sequel to CI Games' 2014 ARPG. Some believe the sequel was cancelled since it was announced 7 years ago. It is being developed by Hexworks and will be published by CI Games. The developers, Hexworks, noted, "The first game that we are proudly developing is Lord of the Fallen 2. This sequel will shift from the original's power fantasy to a dark fantasy world, and it will also have more challenging combat than its predecessor, staying truer to experiences that the Soulsborne communities enjoy." In addition to the cinematic announcement trailer revealed during Gamescom 2022, CI Games shared a gameplay teaser at the Game Awards 2022. The teaser opens with a look at the game's protagonist, a knight with barbed wire wrapped around their helm, accompanied by a voiceover that seems to function as a prayer to a god called Aureus. Various images of dark and creepy settings from the world then flash by, showing that The Lords of the Fallen is certainly Souls-like in terms of aesthetics. The faces of various monsters also appear in rapid succession. The trailer then moves into a segment centered on combat, which includes various melee attacks, blocks, heals, and magic buffs, before a large enemy boss appears. Its grotesque appearance and animations seem less like a boss from Dark Souls, and more like a creature from Bloodborne, around 2020 or so. Gameplay is similar to its predecessor, with action RPG gameplay at the forefront. The Lords of the Fallen is an action RPG with fantasy elements. It'll take place in a land called Adur, across 2 parallel worlds. You'll have the ability to customize your character, with 9 distinct classes to choose from, ranging from melee builds to spellcasters. It will also feature fast-paced combat with over 100 different weapons available, much like the Souls games that inspired it. As shown in the trailer, the main character has access to a lantern that allows them to cross between worlds. It's unclear what this will look like in practice, but navigating between realms seems to be a major mechanic in the upcoming sequel. The Lords of the Fallen will also include online co-op and PvP modes, just like the Souls games. Be careful of getting invaded by other players as you journey through Adur. In terms of gameplay, it appears that the Lords of the Fallen will follow in the footsteps of its predecessor, and join the ranks of games like Dark Souls. That is to say, it will be a Souls-like game in every possible sense. Descriptions on the Lords of the Fallen website seem to back up this notion. The site describes such features as large boss fights, fast-paced battles, the ability to remove enemy souls, resurrection, with 1 chance to restore your progress before true death, and some 2-player co-op options. For online players playing alongside one another, there will be a number of exclusive rewards available, community quests to take on, and even some community events. There will be a number of character customization features for players as well. In-depth options for the appearance of each player's chosen character will be paired with a choice of 9 different classes. Although the game's website doesn't list all of these classes, the original Lords of the Fallen has 9 classes as well: Warrior, Outlaw, Brawler, Raider, Rogue, Executioner, Paladin, Ranger, and Cleric. The follow-ups options include Knight, Rogue, and Fire Apprentice, so it seems it will differ from the first game's lineup in some respects. After an age of the cruelest tyranny, Adur has been defeated, and eons later, his resurrection draws near. As one of the fabled Dark Crusaders, journey through both the realms of the living and the dead, challenging colossal threats along the way. Moving from a power fantasy to a dark fantasy world, the Lords of the Fallen story sees players take on the role of a Dark Crusader, embarking on a quest to overthrow a powerful demon god named Adur. A short story description explains, after an age of the cruelest tyranny, the demon god, Adur, was finally defeated, but gods do not fall forever. Now, eons later, Adur's resurrection draws nigh. As one of the fabled Dark Crusaders, journey through both the realms of the living and the dead in this expansive RPG experience, featuring colossal boss battles, fast challenging combat, thrilling character encounters, and deep immersive storytelling. Will your legend be one of light or one of darkness? Only time will tell.